Hey, welcome back everyone. Today we are talking about what bottles have I killed lately. Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to the Bourbon Retriever, where I go on the wild, hunt bourbon, and bring it back for you. Today we are talking about the bottles that I've killed lately. Now, these bottles, I haven't gone through the whole bottle in the last month or whatever. These bottles that I have on my list, they just been on my shelf, and just over the course of time, they've been drinking through. And I've been keeping track a couple of the bottles to show you guys what I've been going through, what I'm drinking on a daily basis, and to let you guys know, will this be a bottle that I buy again? So first, you saw me at the beginning of the video, killed a Wild Turkey 101. If you saw my last video, you know that I did buy back for this already. This is a bottle that should be on everyone's shelf. It's just a straight workhorse, coming at 101 proof and the price tag on it. I got this one for about $15, $17. You can't beat that for the price, for the taste, proof. It's just all around a great package. And if you haven't had Wild Turkey before, this is a great beginner bottle to get introduced to the brand. Next on the list is Blanton's. Now this is a bottle that if I see from MSRP at one of Virginia Drops, I'll grab it. It's always just a great gift to get for people. For $60, it's not a bad pour for $60. People always love it when I bring it out at gatherings. Typically I'll bring this for if I'm having a poker night with my friends, I'll bring this out. They also make great gifts for people. In addition, the bottle looks really cool. It has a good history behind it. At 93 proof, 93 proof, that's a good entry level proof for someone who may not be that into whiskey. It's not gonna burn their palate too much. And the Buffalo Trace profile is just a nice, simple, sweet drink. The bottle also looks really cool. It says hand grenade, you got a bunch of handwriting on it, you got the horses on top. They just did an all-around great job packaging on this bottle. Will I buy it again? Yes, I will buy it again. If I see these for $60, I'll buy them, mostly for other people. That said, if I see it for $100 plus, even $90, $80, I probably won't buy it because I've had it plenty of times and the juice is really not worth a premium. If you haven't had one before, I would understand if you want to pay up to $100 just to try it because it is a bottle that everyone's chasing in the community. That said, if you do pay $100, just going into it with your expectations a little tempered, it's not going to blow your mind, but overall it is just a nice, simple, great drink. Next on the list is the Knob Creek 9 single barrels. These come in at 120 proof. These are bottles I always like to have on my shelf. I think it's some of the best product that Jim Beam puts out. I would skip their Basil Hayden. I would skip a lot of their lower tier shelf stuff. The Bookers, I'm not that big of a fan of, but these Knob Creeks, any of the Knob Creeks that are in this bottle shape, especially when you see the 9 or maybe the 12 year, those are buys and worth to have on your shelf. These you normally get it for about $60, which is just a great value. It's coming in under the $10 a year age statement. Now the question is, will I buy this again? I probably won't buy the shelf stable version again. Around me, almost every other store has Knob Creek single barrel store picks. So I think going forward, I'm gonna limit my purchasing to try and gain store picks to get different variations of these single barrels. And a lot of times, if you take a close look at those single barrels, you can get them much older than 9 years. For instance, I have a store pick down here that's 11 years old, and I am in absolute love with that bottle. So if you haven't had Knob Creek before, I'd recommend buying it. For $60, you can't beat it. But if you can find a store pick in your area, that'd be a much better deal. Next on the list, 1792 Full Proof. These bottles, I think, are some of the best values in the market. I've said that already for some bottles already, but this one is 100% true. For $50, you are getting a full proof bourbon, which is just hard to find for at that price point. It comes in under rare breed, it comes in under 1920. It's hard to find a full proof bourbon with this flavor at that price point. I'm also just a big fan of the 1792 profile. If you look at a lot of the more premium products, a lot of the juice that goes into those products, the ones that are getting great reviews, is older Barton juice. The juice in this bottle isn't going to be that old. There will be a little bit younger, but you'll get a lot of the same flavor notes. And I'd recommend buying this just to try it. And if you like this, then I think it'd be worth paying up for those premium products that you know has Barton juice in it. Because I say for a lot of those premium products, they're only gonna be worth it to you if you enjoy that flavor profile. So why buy this again, and do I recommend buying it? If you see a 79.2 Full Proof for about $50, I would recommend to buy it. I always have a backup of these. These, if I see one, I buy them. Right now I think I have 3 of them in my shelf, and I just absolutely love them. Hey, next on the list, Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Now these can be a little more pricey. They're around $200. I know some people have given not the greatest reviews on the latest batches. I will say Nancy Franley is starting to do some tasting notes again for the batches, so I don't know if that means she's getting more involved in the blending process or whatnot. But I really enjoyed my Magnus Cigar Blend. I think it's worth the $200. I would say the value is there at $200. I wouldn't pay much more. Like, I don't know, I would not pay $300. $250 I also think might be a little much. Unless it's your first Magnus Cigar Blend, then maybe get it. The other issue about paying up is you don't know if it's going to be a good blend or not. These aren't really ones that you can taste before you buy. And given some of the batch variants with recent reviews, it may be harder to pay up. So will I buy Magnus Cigar Blend again? I don't know if you can see in my camera shot, but I actually do already have one up here replacing the one I just finished. I will buy these to have one on my shelf. I'm not sure if I'll buy backups, just given the price point. It's really hard to keep paying $200 to have multiples of something when there are so many new LEs coming out every year that I want to try. So I think I would like to have one on my shelf, but I'm not sure exactly if it's something I'm going to bunker. And would I recommend others to buy these? I would pay the $200 for it if you see it. I'm not sure I'd go out my way hunting for it, like if I'm gonna camp overnight or anything, but if I walked into a store, I see it's $200 and I don't have one, it's one I would purchase. Next on the list, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This probably is the staple in the industry for a barrel-proof bourbon that is on the shelf at almost every liquor store. If you enjoyed Wild Turkey 101, I would highly recommend paying up and get the Rare Breed. Even if you haven't tried either of the brands before, I would recommend running out and getting this bottle. It should be on everyone's shelf at home. It's just a great value. It tastes amazing for a barrel-proof bourbon. And it really is the benchmark for comparing a lot of other bottles. When you look at premium bottles that are coming like $200, $100, you're like, well, do I buy that or do I get 3 Rare Breeds, 2, 4, whatever it may be? Now, will I buy again? I think based on my review, you can probably guess that this will definitely be a bottle that I keep on my shelf. That said, I probably won't run out right away and get it. I do keep a list of bottles that I need to replace on my shelf because sometimes you'll go to liquor stores and they might have an allocated section. And as part of the allocated section, to get a bottle, you can just pay $100 in the store, $200 in the store. Or if you create a bundle of products, sometimes they can be discounted allocated bottles. So I like to keep a list of some things that I've run out of. That might be the Rare Breed, the Wild Turkey 101, so maybe some other things on the list today. And I'll go into one of those stores and see if I can bundle them together to get the allocated bottle. But soon enough, this will be a bottle that I replace. All right, before we get to the last bottle, if you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. I'm looking to get to 1,000 subs. When I do, we can do a live stream together and just have a great time with the community. All right, next on the list and the last bottle, it is the E.H. Taylor Small Batch. This has been a bottle that I've really enjoyed. It's super sweet, coming out 100 proof. There's nothing offensive about it. It just gives you a lot of the traditional Buffalo Notes flavors. I think it also has some of the best packaging in the game. I just love this bottle design with the labeling around it, and then it comes in with the tube. I think it just looks great on your shelf. Now the problem for me is how hard it is to get. If you can find them, they're around mid $40. But the issue for me in Virginia, it is almost impossible to find. It's easier to find blends than it is E.H. Taylor Small Batch. On secondary, they're going for about $100. I don't think these are worth $100, and I would never pay that, having already tried it once. And given that I live in Virginia and I have much easier access to John J. Bowman, I'll just buy that instead. Those are about $50 and they taste almost identical to E.H. Taylor Small Batch. That said, if I go to a drop or I go to a store and they have E.H. Taylor Small Batch at MSRP, I'll buy it to have it on my shelf. I think it's a great pour for the price point. I just don't think it's a bottle that's worth the hunt and time and effort to get it, especially when I can get John J. Bowman instead. Okay, those are the bottles that I have recently killed. Leave a comment below if you agree with my recommendations or what you've been drinking lately. Maybe it's something I should chase down. But before you leave, check out this video or this one. And until next time, cheers.